This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop.
A sham.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Friday, everybody. Joining us, Lindsey Granger.
Thank you. I love this intro every time, man.
You know what? I wasn't going to do it today, but I just like to see Tori down there feel uncomfortable and clap, so she gets a little
Tori,
something.
look, you have an iPad and I don't, so.
Oh, please take my iPad.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you. I did that to shame somebody into
These
giving
are
it to
just,
me.
they're just show. There's nothing.
I respond.
Excuse me, I look at the iPad.
I don't. All right, let's get to it, guys. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher set up a GoFundMe page to help victims of the war in Ukraine. In a video posted to the site, Mila, who was born in Ukraine, called herself a proud American and proud Ukrainian. The couple said they will match up to $3 million in donations to get supplies and housing to refugees. Meantime, Max Chermakovsky, who was also born in Ukraine, spoke to GMA about his ordeal in the country and about the shame he felt over leaving. Let's watch.
I cried on the way from the airport. I felt embarrassed. You know, I felt embarrassed the entire ride back because I was the only man on the train amongst all women and children.
Is there any guilt you even feel for getting out or wanting out?
I feel guilty. I feel bad. I feel shamed. I feel upset.
That's honest, man. Max, I got to give it to him. That's honest. We talked maybe on a different show yesterday about this, and Al, you got some feelings.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was he wearing, that reporter?
Oh, my God.
I didn't see.
Excuse me?
I am sorry.
Can we pull that up again? I wasn't even paying attention.
No, I like TJ Holmes. We're not going to do that. We're not doing that.
Sorry.
Al and I looked at each other like, what is going on?
I was wondering what you guys were
distract from
laughing
the
at. I was into what Max was
just
saying.
threw me.
But now,
He's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I can't.
Hold on.
all right.
Yeah.
We're never going to get to it.
Like, how do you not have a lightsaber in your hand if you were in that?
Y'all are nuts.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That was amazing. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, man. That threw the conversation a little bit.
You keep it chill, you know, show your personality.
If Colin showed up wearing that.
I know that man. I'm not about to talk about his outfit on TV. I'm sorry.
Do you?
Yes.
Does he kind of dress like, unique?
Alternative?
Not usually. This is alarming to me too. But maybe we got to see the full
tells me I should
fit.
dress like him. Full disclosure. So I mean, I don't think he's ever seen that. But he's a nicely dressed man.
Oh my goodness.
All
Off
right,
the
that
rails.
took a turn. I didn't know that was happening, but hey, it's Friday. I love it. Let's get back to Max a little bit because this is a little more serious.
Right. In full disclosure, Jeff, getting back to what we were talking about, I did. When we first did the story, I thought it was a bad look. I really did. That was my first reaction. I thought about it some more like that night, and I was like, what would I do if these are my kids? Would I stay and fight? Because if you stay and fight, you have to really factor in that you're probably never going to see your kids again. Is that the life you want them to have? Do you want to live with your kids and then maybe they look at you like, Dad, why didn't you stay and fight? And you don't have a good answer. So I see both sides now, but I definitely see where he's going to have to wrestle with shame for a long time.
Yeah, there's like a survivor's guilt to it, which is a really difficult thing. It's almost like I can't explain it other than like a black cloud that follows you absolutely everywhere you go. So whatever everybody's happy, you're never as happy as everybody else because you always feel guilty. So it's a really horrible thing he's going through. I also think he has such a big life here with such a huge job, Dancing with the Stars. He's really made it in America. I don't blame him for trying to come back to that life, right?
But I think the reason he's feeling bad is because money and class, right? People are wondering how he got out on a train with all women when they weren't letting people around 18 and older to get out that were men. And so because because he's famous in the U.S., because he has more money than everyone, so it's basically ostracizing himself from the regular pedestrians that didn't have the option whether they wanted to leave. A lot of people are staying bravely and fighting, but he had an option, unlike many people who were just everyday Joes. And I think that's probably why he's feeling that guilt, whether it's right or wrong.
And I don't think that guilt's ever going to go away for the rest of his life, right? Because there are other examples. I always say Vasily Lomachenko, top-notch boxer, went back to fight, and he's fighting currently right now.
The Klitschko brothers, 2 world champions, went back.
There's a couple examples, right? And again, I'm not shaming this man. I'm not here to shame Max at all. And the people who are writing Max and judging him for what he did, I would like to see them, what they would do in that situation, okay? It's easy to point fingers, but when the rubber hits the road, when you, like you said, Al, Listen, man, this is a decision. I might never see my kids
again.
And I already fled this country once. My family, my home is now America.
Absolutely.
Right? And again, it's his decision to make, right? I'm not saying I would make the right decision or the same decision or a different decision, but shaming him
is not helpful.
He's already feeling that
And I
shame.
appreciate that honesty. Like, he didn't have to say there were women and children. I was like, dang, he just went out and said it. I agree, though. He had the option, and many, like Lindsay said, don't.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Pete Davidson has been receiving a lot of sympathy from fans after Kanye West dropped a disturbing video showing him kidnap and bury an animated likeness of Pete. Well, now it looks like Pete may be leaving the planet. That's good writing. According to the New York Post, Pete is close to finalizing a deal to go to space. He would join Jeff Bezos on a Blue Origin space flight later this year. So Kim and Pete, see, it just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, it's like
Kim and Kanye had dinner at Jeff Bezos' house earlier this year. So my philosophy around this was, you know, like when you go to dinner, like with your boss or someone like, you know, you look up to or something, like, hey buddy, what do you think about space? You're like, space? Great. I'll totally go to space to you. And then Bezos' like, hey man, I booked that flight. And he's like, what? So now he's got to go to space.
I actually really related to this because when I was in college, I was having a lot of trouble my second year, and I decided to go study abroad.
Me too.
The real reason was because I was having so many problems at school that I was like, I got to get out of here. But space is the next level, but I could totally relate to getting out of here.
It's so funny. At Michigan, I was clinically depressed, and I was like, I will travel abroad for the full year because I need to leave this environment no matter where it is. And I went to Italy, and it was lovely. But also,
you kind of
that's a great decision,
and I went for the full year because I was like, I'm not stepping back until I'm gone a full year. What's weird to me is this doesn't feel very Pete Davidson. It's not like super on brand. Like, he's not a super wealthy guy. He's not a space guy. No, but he lives in his mom's like basement in Staten Island. He's like a normal dude. So do you see this? Does this feel normal to you? It just doesn't go to me. These two don't seem to get it.
I think he is wealthy, and I think that this has kind of been the wealthy trend lately. It's the next demarcation of like you're in a certain class. I know Michael Strahan went to space. We're starting to see celebrities go up there. It's kind of like a mark of honor, like, oh, you're an A-list celebrity.
Yeah, but he doesn't play like A-list, does he?
He's dating Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, come on.
Lives in his mom's basement. Yeah.
For some DJ in Denver.
He does live in his mom's basement.
Allegedly.
I'm sure he has other places where he lays his head.
I'm simply saying he doesn't show off money in which other people do. He plays it normal. They go to pizza joints in Staten Island, like they're very normal.
For the cameras.
But then why go to space? All right, fine.
I'm not getting the whole space thing.
I'm not either.
You know, you just sit there and it takes you high up and you come down. Do something up there.
But you can do everything. That's the thing. This is the only thing.
But you're not even doing it. You're taking a plane ride. That's all you're doing. You're taking a plane ride.
But it's like, I can do this, I'm rich, right? No one else can do that.
But you're not doing it.
Yeah, but they're just
like, do it
you get
up there.
What is it called?
You know what I mean?
A bird's eye view? You're getting that.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
No one's gonna have that picture.
I'm coming around.
Yeah. Lots of likes.
Yeah, all right. So let's get to another Kardashian. Kim's sister, Kourtney Kardashian, revealed that she and Travis Barker recently went on a sex fast. Speaking to Bustle magazine, Kourtney said it was part of a cleanse that was meant to draw toxins out of the body, but also involved not having sex. The couple is not shy about showing off their PDA, and Kourtney says deciding not to have sex actually it made everything better.
I don't understand anything you just said.
What?
They're not having sex because they're doing a cleanse, which
it's a full body cleanse
not
that
having
includes
sex.
But
other
sex
parts of your body.
is quite good for you, scientifically proven, to help move toxins in and out of the body.
But not
regularly.
for this cleanse.
Clinician?
No, but is she?
I want to time out and just point out my best friend, Tiffany Reed, styled Kourtney for this whole shoot.
Yeah.
And so I just want to give her flowers.
Yes.
She's the VP over at Bustle, and that thing was fly. So
we are all
I just
about
want to give
fashion today.
Yeah, I want to give some credit right now. But also, I understand, like, when you're doing a cleanse, sometimes people go through whatever their cleanse is. A lot of people, like Megan Good, I know that she's divorced now, but she famously fasted from sex, or is it called fasting? She abstained from sex before she got married, and it worked out well for the time that they were married.
I don't mind abstaining, but it's like a little Gwyneth Paltrow to be like, the toxins. Sex doesn't cause toxins. It's
but what do you think about just taking a break for whatever reason?
Yeah, of course. Moderation is always healthy. That's fine. No, I'm not saying I'm against someone abstaining.
I don't know if that's a great idea. I think human beings, we are habitual. We run in patterns, and I feel like after 6 weeks of getting used to not having sex or however long, I think it'd be harder to, you know, get the train back on the track. That was the best analogy I could say without getting fired. But like after 6 weeks, you'd be like, oh, you're like, no, now you got a little routine.
Or the absence makes the heart grow fonder, and you're like, give me my man.
Or they're like,
okay, she added herself
there may be
mid-sentence.
It seems like since they were such a sexy couple, that might lead to some infidelity issues because they're constantly kissing and like.
But they're in it together. Yeah. When I first got this story this morning, I was working out and I'm like, sex fast? I'm like, I got kids. I could totally relate to the story. I didn't know it was like this.
And would you take it? Would you feel some kind of way if your partner just approached you with this? Like, let's take a break. It's for this. But I'd be like, I would take it. Like, where did this come from?
Is it a joint idea?
Yeah.
They came to the table like, yes.
And they're so into PDA that it seems so opposite.
But I think it's kind of, I don't know, I think it's kind of cool because they are into it, but they're doing it together.
Right.
So they're going through it together like, oh, I can't wait till 6 weeks. You know what I mean? It's like when you kind of like fast from a food, you're like, oh, I can't wait to eat that. You know? I just gave up cheese and I'm already in that right now. I can't wait to make love to a piece of cheese. All right, coming up on DBL.
Isolate that, please.
Put that on a reel.
That's gonna be that's gonna be the opening line.
Yeah, exactly.
Finding a true storybook romance. We've got an interview with the star of a new dating show called The Courtship, and Lizzo searches for her next crew of dancers. Is Tori one of them?
I am.
All right, Erica tells us all about it in her weekly segment, What Erica's Watching.
Closed captioning provided by
Hello and good morning. Or yeah, good evening. Good evening.
I don't want it to come off like I was hating on your boy, Lindsay.
What boy?
Your homeboy.
I'm just saying it's awkward because I literally not like a regular know him like I know.
That happens a lot on the show where sometimes they're like, oh, I've hung out with that person.
Yeah.
But
like I knew Mike Richards.
It's easy to say somebody has a bad outfit. Like if somebody
I don't
like
think it was bad. It was just
shocked at like how different it was.
because it's what Good Morning America. So it's like usually they're a little more buttoned up. So
well, no, also because it's 2022. I haven't seen anybody wear that since like we were still kind of building the world.
I wonder if they did a wide shot so we could see the full outfit.
Was it like a friar monk? Did it have a hoodie? It just looked very Star Wars-y, Star Trek-y, very cool athleisure.
Okay, look, you remember in the beginning before I was here, you guys were on the show, you said the style was a little bit more flexible.
Yeah.
Maybe they're leaning into the flexibility as this show ages versus like.
But then someone came in and
real job together. So were you guys at that time? Were you selecting your own outfits, or
kind of? I don't think you realized this was just like
he was into snakes and tigers.
Yeah,
I would wear awesome snake and tiger print snake sweaters.
I
they
had
were awesome.
Coolest dad at the PTA meeting.
You did. You
or
looked
did
cool.
something?
But
maybe something spilled
no.
on his outfit, and so he changed into his own thing he had.
Bert was just like, I want this to look more professional, and the snakes didn't look as professional.
You know what Patty were talking about? Outside, this is a weird conversation transition, Patty. But if you have like a nice jumpsuit that matches and it's like expensive, you know, because they're expensive.
Like tracksuit.
Like a nice tracksuit.
Yeah.
Like, what's
That's
wrong with
nice.
throwing that down?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's like more than what I'm wearing right now.
So everything you're seeing, like podcasts and stuff that are getting popular, people are more just relaxing themselves. I know that's not a news show, and we're not a news show, but it's still like if you're in betwing that where you discuss news and then.
But the way
it's
that
like,
you can't wear it on air.
But I'm an Adidas tracksuit on talking about Russia. Like,
right. Assassinating Putin, and you're all, yo, what's up? I'm in my track.
It was a little too athleisure wear.
Well, Lizzo is backing up her message of body positivity. Jada Pinkett is done with entanglements, and Gabrielle Union's daughter throws some major shade in this week's What Erica's Watching. Now, first up, Lizzo is currently featured on the cover of People magazine's Women Changing the World issue. And the self-proclaimed body icon is bringing her message of body positivity to TV. And she's backing it up with a new show. Watch out for the big girls. Take a look.
I'm looking for dancers to join me on my tour. Girls that look like me don't get representation. Time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself.
I must say this to all the haters. This is proof that her army is only getting bigger. And she's even given them an official name. That's right, the Lesbians. So watch out for the big girls. That's in heart, mind, body, and spirit. Next, check out this red carpet moment from the SAG Awards. It's one that Laverne Cox will likely not forget.
We love you. Thank you for all the years of joy you've brought us. Thank you. We can't wait for more red table talk and more entanglements and no more entanglement.
I mean, this had everyone talking, right? Even friend of the show, Miss Vivica Fox.
There are people that now when you might be on the red carpet, they're gonna walk right past your quickly. There are people, when they see you now, are gonna sweep their people right past you and be like, no, we don't do her.
Well, I have to say, Laverne girl, you might need to channel your character from Orange is the New Black to escape this entanglement, but in the interest of transparency, I appreciate you going for it. And Will and Jada, they handled it all in stride. And finally, if you watch DBL, which you do, you probably already know Gabrielle Union can really do no wrong in my book. However, her daughter was quick to point out that mommy has morning breath. Take a look.
What's it? Is that because my breath stinks? Yeah. So what should mommy do since her breath stinks? Say.
Now in the post, you can see her little one calling her out for having a little bit of a stink odor issue in the mouth. Who doesn't wake up that way though? Now, if my baby called me out for having morning breath, I'm pretty sure I would keep this intimate mommy moment to myself. But Gabrielle Union is a true mommy hero, and I'm here for it. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
We all know that movement.
At this account, it has 2 videos, one with more than 36,000 views that seem to claim first-hand perspective of violence in Ukraine, with the poster soliciting donations. But here's the first warning sign. Those 2 videos soliciting donations are the only videos we can see. They have only a couple dozen followers and aren't following any other accounts. In other words, it appears to be a brand new account created to ask you for money. Another easy thing to look for: suspicious spelling or grammar errors. For instance, this user misspells the name of the city they claim to be from. That should raise alarm bells. If your suspicions have been raised, try investigating the profile picture. We did a reverse image search and found this pic is used by all sorts of accounts claiming to be different people. And if the account doesn't have a profile picture at all, that's a red flag. Finally, think about how they're asking you to send money. This person asks for direct PayPal donations, but right now, Ukrainians actually can't receive money over PayPal. It's just not a feature that exists there yet. And in general, experts say donating directly to individuals is a risky endeavor. We talked to the executive director at Charity Watch, a nonprofit watchdog.
Crowdfunding sites, we would say, are a no-go because you just really have no easy way to vet whether or not a particular campaign is legitimate. The only exception to that might be if you personally know someone in the region or you have someone who can vouch for that person.
Instead, it's best to give your money to reputable organizations, especially ones with experience in the region or with working in conflict zones that have a demonstrable history of making sure funds are used properly and outline a specific plan for how they'll use your money to help. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
She's a modern lady tired of modern dating, and we'll see her transported back to Regency-era England, being courted by suitors. But will this old kind of love withstand modern times? We sat down with the star of NBC's new show, The Courtship, Nicole Remy. Check it out.
We're in a Jane Austen movie, like we're in a fairy tale. And along with that fairy tale is falling in love.
Please welcome the star of NBC's new show, The Courtship, Nicole Remy. Hello, darling.
Wow. You guys are like my hype team. I need you all the time.
It's true. Nicole, we actually had a long discussion about The Courtship on our show. The men on the panel are naysayers.
Just say me.
Just say Al. All right. But what do you have to say to Al, who is, see, he says courting is boring.
It takes a while.
Ooh, courting is boring. That rhymes. Well, let me tell you that swiping is out and courting is in, and I'm a testament to it. I feel like it's an experience where you can truly think about romanticism and chivalry and courtship. I hope that anybody watching this could realize, you know, these connections that we're making without the distractions of social media and phones and technology and stuff like that.
I definitely agree with everything you just said, but I'm like, what happens when like the horses and the gloves go away? Like courting is like really cool, but like this morning my sump pump in my house broke. Yeah. Like what do you do when you're no longer on a majestic horse and like you have rubber gloves on at 7 in the morning?
That's true.
I think what's important to take away from this is that I'm forming these deep connections in this sort of Regency era courting fantastical world, and because those connections are so deep, they'll withstand the test of, in this case, time, and be able to be just as deep in the modern world because we have such a great foundation.
Right. So Nicole, your family screened your suitors. Oh, so that's a little crazy, but you know, it worked out, right? So why should your parents have a say before you do?
My parents know me better than anyone. I think they've been together for 40 years and they've been married for over 30. And what's so beautiful about it is that having that representation of love and seeing that while I'm trying to find love and having that example, it's priceless, and it really allowed me to see the values that I should be looking for in a partner.
Tonight, you're going to be choosing the gentleman that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Are you ready?
Never been more ready.
Okay, what was the biggest sweeping romantic gesture that impressed you on the show? I read a lot of bodice rippers. Did someone like catch you? Did you swoon? Talk to me.
Bodice rippers.
Oh goodness, that is a good question. You know, these guys really went above and beyond, I have to say. I think one of the sweetest but also funniest moments is getting on and off the horses. I know the guys had to learn how to do it too, and we're wearing these long gowns and the guys are wearing these big coats and stuff like that, so it's not easy. So I appreciate that they took the time to learn, and it's sweet.
If this was me, I would just have them joust for my love. Everybody has a joust for a fight. Yeah, to the end. And I'd be like, y'all know what to the end means. Let's go.
So funny.
Are you not just
a duel, right?
Exactly. So I mean, we're joking around, but like you had to see, like, I'm sure some pretty big fails. So like, what was the biggest courting fail you saw on the show?
So you'll see some very cheesy one-liners. You'll see,
you can see that at a bar.
I think I know exactly, but one of the faults of dating is that sometimes you try to be somebody that you're not. And I was able to sniff that out pretty early on. So you'll see that at the beginning, but I think the guys, you know, that continue throughout the process, they really are great, genuine guys, and they're taking this courting thing seriously.
I love that.
Now, younger generations are used to just like swiping and getting what they want. So how can they now manage their expectations, bringing courting back to today?
What's really important is that we're taking the opportunity to really develop and foster that deep connection without distractions of modern day dating. And I hope that anybody watching it can kind of take that away and be like, oh, maybe I should approach dating differently. Maybe I should be writing letters instead of sending DMs.
Ooh, I like a letter.
Like with a quill?
No.
Just the letter,
right?
Like that would, yeah, the letter was going to be
with a quill.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait. Thanks so much, Nicole, DBL Nation. Make sure you catch the premiere of The Courtship Sunday, March 6th on NBC. You are a dream and a doll.
Amazing.
Right? We were kind of courting each other, I think.
I think it's still happening.
It's happening. All right. We'll be right back.
Did I win you over?
You did. Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you all.
Can't wait to watch. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
A viewer texted us this question recently. Is there a gas shortage in the United States right now? Our sources, Patrick DeHaan from GasBuddy.com, OPEC Plus, and Rista Energy, a research firm analyzing energy and oil markets. So right now, U.S. consumers are seeing high gas prices. Here in Charlotte, a gallon of gas rose almost 15 cents in the past week. But DeHaan says prices aren't going up because of lack of gas nationwide.
There's no shortage. There's no disruption. There's no shortage at all.
DeHaan says the false assumption might come from thinking back to the Colonial Pipeline cyber attack.
Be rest assured, the Colonial is operating, refineries are operating. Everything's fine. It's just that the price of oil is jumping significantly because Russia is the second largest global oil producer, and there's the risk that they either could stop exporting oil globally, or the West could sanction their crude oil.
There's also plenty of oil flowing into the U.S. An agreement major oil producers reached in November 2021 binds them to increasing production this year to ease gas prices and inflation. So we can verify, no, there is not a gas shortage in the United States. The nation also has about 580 million barrels of crude oil in reserves in case it needs to draw on that stockpile.
A warning for astrology content creators on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook has gone viral.
These social media platforms are beginning to take the necessary steps in order to ban that type of content altogether.
The TikToker in the video makes astrology content and has nearly 500,000 followers. In the video, the self-described true crime astrologer claims the platforms will ban astrology, horoscope, and tarot content through changes to a popular targeted advertising strategy. Similar claims were made on Twitter. So, let's verify. Are Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok banning astrology and tarot content? Our sources are TikTok and Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, as well as a statement from an association of tarot professionals. Representatives for TikTok and Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, confirmed the platforms are not banning astrology and tarot content. Tarosophy Tarot Association is a professional group for tarot card readers. In a February 15th Facebook post, they called the alleged ban misinformation. So we can verify, no. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are not banning astrology and tarot content. The claim appears to stem from a change in some online advertising features.
And it states on March 17th, 2022, they will be discontinuing targeted options for astrology, horoscope, and tarot.
Ad targeting allows advertisers on Facebook and Instagram to tailor campaigns to specific groups of people based on user data, like age, hobbies, and interests. In November 2021, Meta said some of the more specific targeting categories could be used, quote, in ways that lead to negative experiences for people in underrepresented groups, unquote. So they're eliminating some of them. But Meta confirmed that this change does not ban or block astrology content. Instead, it limits the type of people advertisers can target with their campaigns. So go ahead and share your horoscope. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
Welcome back to DBL. That was a little early, but Linz, you're feeling good today.
Well, Al was clowning me because this is full of iced coffee, and so that is why I have so much energy today.
Huge, Lindsay.
I'm sorry.
Are you going to keep it going?
I have a 6-month-old, so y'all chill.
How are you going to spend the weekend? Are you going to keep this energy rolling?
I'm going to slow roll it. You know, I think I winded myself too far up, and now I got to wind down. Yeah. It's going to be like 2 o'clock, and I'm going to realize my baby is not tired yet.
You're going to get home and Colin will be like, I'll take the baby for a second. You just go chill out for
and I'm going to be knocked out.
Lindsay's going to be running in the door, and then 5 minutes later. Well, I hope you guys all have a good weekend,
Thank
Tori.
you, too.
You as well. What? That's a polite thing.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Al, you too. Have a great weekend. I know your son's in
glad
town.
to be in the afterthought, so thank you.
I said we'll see you guys tomorrow, and we're talking about the weekend. Let's wrap this thing up. We'll see you guys on Monday.